Satish ji, I was having lunch with two of my colleagues at work today, and I noticed one of them looked a bit low and upset. I tried to ask her why, and she shared that lately she was feeling something was lacking in her life. Despite having a good position at work, a caring and loving family, a good social circle, she was still feeling a sense of emptiness. And then, the other colleague who was with us mentioned this Japanese concept called ikigai, which means your reason for being. Have you heard about it, Satish ji?
Yes, I read about it quite recently and found it very intriguing. I read that ikigai is made up of two words. Iki meaning life, gai meaning value or worth. The concept has its origin in a place called Okinawa, which is an island in Japan. Now, this place has the highest population of people over 100 years of age. When research was done, it was found that people here have a longer lifespan because they live happy and balanced lives. And they believe in the concept called ikigai. As per this concept, you just need to ask yourself 4 basic questions. What do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? Once you get a common answer to all these questions, that's when you find your ikigai. It becomes a reason why you get up in the morning.
It's quite a broad concept that touches so many different aspects of life. And yet, it's something that's unique to every individual. So why don't we explore this topic in our podcast today?
Absolutely, Sunita ji, that's a great idea. With that, I extend a very warm welcome to all our listeners. I am Satish.
And I am Sunita.
Together, we have the pleasure of bringing you this new episode of Soul Vibes.
Namaskar, Sant Nirankari. Satish ji, to set the ball rolling, I might begin with you. Would you like to share what you think is the purpose of your life?
I think for me, the purpose of life was made quite clear to me by my spiritual master, Satguru Mata Sudiksha ji Maharaj. I was bestowed with God knowledge of Brahm Gyan at a young age and then regularly listened to the teachings of the Sant Nirankari mission at Satsang, that is, spiritual congregation, and also through my parents who are the followers of the mission. So for me, God realization is really the beginning to living a purposeful life, that is, a life full of human values such as love, compassion, and tolerance.
Absolutely, Satish ji. I agree. We are so fortunate to have been blessed with this God knowledge. While this is a great spiritual basis for us, concepts such as ikigai also help us to think deeply about our likes, our purpose, and use this knowledge in our practical and social life. And to explore this topic further, let's now turn to our guests who are with us today. Kajal ji, Alisha ji, and Archana ji. A very warm welcome to you all.
Thank you ji. Sant Nirankari ji.
To start with, let's discuss the first 2 parts of the concept. What do you love and what are you good at? Kajal ji, you've worked in the corporate sector and have also come across this concept. Would you like to share your thoughts on these first 2 elements?
Thank you, Sunita ji. The 2 elements that you mentioned, what we love and what we are good at, combine to form our passion. If we look at the literal meaning of passion, it is an intense sense of enthusiasm and excitement. I think, for many, getting the opportunity to do what they love is a dream come true. Imagine if you wake up every day and excited to go to work, but it doesn't have to be just a dream. We all can work towards achieving our goals and dreams and turn them into reality.
Interesting. So Kajal ji, what are some of your dreams? What are the things you're passionate about?
One of the things I really like is acting, and I think I'm good at it. but I have never had a chance to pursue it professionally. However, thanks to the advancement in technology and social media, I recently created some reels on Instagram for my own amusement.
That must have been fun, Kajalji.
Yes, it was. Also, I just love baking.
But Kajalji, baking is such a time-consuming task. How do you get time to bake food?
That's true. But you always find time for things you love, isn't it? I do have a hectic job, but every time I get a chance, I try different recipes. I feel like baking relieves my stress, even at the end of a busy day, and make me feel good. And my friends and family love it when I try new things. You know, the smile on their faces is like icing on cake.
I can already smell the aroma of cake and some freshly baked cookies. Oh, yum, yum.
Next time, I will bake something for you, Satish ji, for sure.
Thanks, Kajalji. That would be lovely. And Kajalji, why do you think passion is such an important element of finding one's ikigai?
I think purpose and passion are quite strongly related. There is a quote that if you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. And sometimes you need to try a few different things, a few different passions, and that might lead you to finding your purpose. But without trying, you would never know. I feel really good when I follow my heart and do the things I like. For example, I like to attend spiritual congregations because I love the company of saints and I feel so peaceful. It helps me connect with this Almighty and see the bigger picture of life. That's where I get my strength and joy from. I also like to do volunteering and serving others. As Satguru Mata Sudiksha ji Maharaj once said in her Discourse, serving those in our family is simple, but serving those we don't know is a true act of devotion. That motivated me to bake and share with my neighbors too.
It seems that you beautifully combine your passion of baking with your purpose of serving others, whether it's for your family, friends, or community. That's great, Kajalji.
Awesome. Now I would like to draw my attention towards Archana ji. Archana ji, you know, I feel that for some people, being aware of what they love, what they are good at, comes easily. But for others, it may be more difficult. Some people may struggle to find these answers. So, what do you feel about this topic?
I agree, Satish ji. I think it's a journey of self-discovery. It's about having an honest conversation with ourselves and finding out what's important to us. I guess we can find the answer to what we are good at by exploring ourselves and finding what our hidden talents are. What is our potential? Essentially, thinking beyond our limited beliefs. Spending some time on self-reflection and thinking about what makes us happy and content. I also agree with Kajal ji that we need to try a few different things to find what we love and are good at. I know that from my personal experience. Thanks to the Nirankari Youth Symposium organized by the Sant Nirankari mission a couple of years ago in Sydney, I got a chance to participate in various sports and cultural activities, which made me realize a few things that I really enjoyed.
That's good. Now, Archana ji, could you please give us some tips and tricks on what might be useful for someone to discover their passion and purpose?
I think becoming more self-aware really helps in the process of self-discovery. I also feel we are so busy learning about the outside world that we forget to check in. I mean literally checking in with ourselves. For example, with so much exposure to social media, we've got so much information available to us and we are so keen to learn what's happening in other people's life that we forget to focus on our own selves.
It's interesting how you spoke about checking in. Can you elaborate that a bit more?
Sure, Sunita ji. For me, personally, some of the ways I use to check in is by attending spiritual congregations, where I get a chance to listen to the divine thoughts and experiences of various saints. That really helps me to introspect and think about how I can work on myself. And also Simran, that is God's remembrance. It keeps me away from random or negative thoughts and helps me to stay focused on what I really want to do in my life.
I agree, Archana ji. It's so important to be self-aware and have a positive mindset.
Exactly, Sunita ji. And then, when we've got that self-awareness and have identified what we want to do, we must not procrastinate and take action. Recently, we heard Satguru Mata Sudiksha ji Maharaj saying in her discourse that every human being has the potential to transform and become a better version of themselves.
So true. Thank you for sharing these beautiful thoughts, Archana ji. Let's now move on to the next element of Ikigai, which is, what does the world need? So Alicia ji, you have just completed your studies and have started working in the power sector. What do you think the world needs?
Of course, electricity, Satish ji. Who can doubt the power of electricity?
That's true, Alicia ji.
Well, jokes apart, Satish ji. What does the world need? That's a very broad question to answer. We all are working in different sectors, and every sector has its own importance out there. No doubt, man has made so many discoveries and inventions and has achieved so much material success. And with all due respect, these achievements are truly commendable. But we also need to stop and think if these advancements are enough to meet all our needs. For example, in the telecom industry, we are seeing such rapid progress in technologies from 3G to 4G and now to 5G. What is all that for? To make that communication with our loved ones hassle-free. Isn't it right, Satish ji?
Absolutely, Alicia ji.
And Satish ji, how about Pyar ji?
Pyar ji?
Yes, Kajal ji, Pyar ji, true love, which can be seen fading away from our day-to-day lives and relationships. If there is no Pyar ji, then there will be no communication. So it will not even matter whether we have 3G or 4G or even a better technology.
Hanji, beautiful thoughts, Alicia ji. That's where a true master brings light into our lives and shows us what the world really needs. बाबा हरदेव सिंह जी महाराज अक्सर अपने विचारों में कहते थे कि इंसान ने चांद तक की दूरी तो तय कर ली है, पर दिल से दिल की दूरी नहीं तय कर पाया है. So we need to work more towards bringing these human values into our lives. That is what the world really needs.
Agreed, Sunita ji. We should never underestimate the importance of human values. I'm trying to be a better version of myself with each and every passing day. Regardless of wherever I am and whatever I am doing, I want to implement my Satguru's teachings of being responsible, honest and disciplined. And that's indeed what the world needs to be a better human being. As Baba Hardev Singh Ji Maharaj said, कुछ भी बनो मुबारक है, पर पहले बस इंसान बनो.
Wow, those are such an inspiring words, Alicia ji.
Thank you, Kajal ji.
You've used your spiritual teachings and beliefs so positively, Alicia ji.
Yes, it's great to listen to your thoughts and how you have used your wisdom in your day-to-day life. As Sunita ji mentioned about her friend, there are many others who have got good jobs, good families. They still feel a sense of emptiness. Have any of you experienced that?
Yes, Satish ji. I did feel that way at some point. But as Alicia ji has experienced, spirituality has filled that space for me as well. It has given me the chance to practice gratitude and devotion to the Almighty, a chance to do selfless service and serve my soul as well as the world.
Such divine thoughts, Ji. So now, let's turn our attention to the last element of the Ikigai. What can you be paid for? Archana ji, why do you think this question is included in this concept?
Satish ji, I think the question of what can we be paid for is not to highlight any form of materialism, but to emphasize that money is necessary to meet our basic needs and support our loved ones.
As humans, We always tend to think about what's in it for me, but we forget to think about what we can pay for in return for all that we have been blessed with. Isn't every breath we take such a blessing, which we often take for granted?
Absolutely, G. We see that even businesses with profit motives think about their corporate social responsibility. That is, they engage in activities to give back to the society. So, even we as individuals should definitely think about it. How can we give back to the community and serve others around us?
Very true.
Isn't there a way of life we can share? A way of life we can share. Isn't there a way of life we can share? And if there is, let me know. I want the world to know. The world I want to show. We're one from one of one. And if we all have the same origin, why do we fight each other? Stay together forever, all like one family, very happily, and the world will know we're one. So isn't there a way of life we can share? A way of life we can share. Isn't there a way of life we can share? And if there is, let me know. I want the world to know. The world I want to show. We're one from one of one. Life's a dream come true. Lord, a nightmare without you. 'Cause you're the one who sees us through. So help us live and forgive. Oh, help us in our plight to never lose a fight, to spread your love to everyone. And isn't there a way of life we can share? A way of life we can share. Isn't there a way of life we can share? And if there is, let me know. I want the world to know. The world I want to show. We're one from one. We're one from one of one.
It's been wonderful to listen to the pious thoughts and experiences of all of you. Thank you to all our guests for shedding light on this topic. So once we've thought deeply about these 4 questions or elements, what we love, what we are good at, what the world needs, and what we can be paid for, we should try and find answers to these, as that would bring us to our ikigai, our reason for being, our purpose of life.
I agree. And once we think about these elements, then it's important to take appropriate actions to achieve what we truly desire. It's about finding joy in whatever we do and finding a balance in a hectic routine we have. Whether it's starting your own business, doing a new course, or starting a new career path, or perhaps simply finding joy in small daily tasks. Whichever way you may go about finding your ikigai, a happier and more purposeful life is worth all the effort.
So true, Satish ji. I love the way how this concept stresses on finding happiness in everyday life. The reason why we get up in the morning.
Indeed. And for some, value in life can be work, but for others, it could be very different. I read that for a 92-year-old Japanese woman, her ikigai was to dance and sing with her peers. In fact, I recently spoke with an 11-year-old boy who lives in my neighborhood. I asked him about his passion. He said he liked to challenge himself and help others. To achieve that, he aspires to study medicine and become a doctor one day and serve the community.
Kids are amazing and so thoughtful. Wouldn't it be lovely if we all find our ikigai?
Yes, and I think that at a material level, our ikigai or purpose of life may change and evolve over time. But at a spiritual level, the purpose of human life remains the same and is also common for all mankind. And luckily, through the teachings of the Sant Nirankari mission, we all know this common goal of human life. We need to attain God realization bestowed by the Satguru and then follow a devoted life that's full of human values. Spirituality helps us go beyond perfect joy. It puts us in a state of balance and bliss.
Very true, Ji. At the end, I would like to thank our guest speakers for joining us and sharing their views and experiences. I would also like to thank our listeners. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. May we all be able to identify our reasons for being and feel the bliss. May Nirankar bless all good intentions and good efforts.
Dhan
Nirankar Ji.